And we're live. Hello and welcome to the 136th episode of HEX Therapy Live. I'm your host, Maddie ALLin. Welcome. It's going to be a great show for you tonight. I have been spending the entire day planning the next Pulse conference. This is going to be the second annual PLS conference live. We did one last year around this time. This one is going to be August 4th and 5th. It's going to be a 48-hour live stream. And it's going to take place also not only all around the world, but in Austin, Texas. And we're going to have only enough space for about 200 people there in the conference center that I've got set up. It's going to be a Meetup conference style event, kind of a hybrid, if you will. And I'm super pumped. This is going to be probably the best event that I've ever put on. And so I would welcome you to get tickets now at plsaustin.com and let other people know who you want to see there. Remember, we only have 200 spots, so make sure your invitations count. Now, speaking of big numbers, I just sent out the invitations to exactly 100 individuals that I hope will be willing to speak at this online event. So you don't have to be in Austin, Texas in order to participate. You can be anywhere in the world, just like the hexconference.com we did in January. So I'm super excited to see the turnout, to see all the participation that happens in this community. Part of what makes crypto valuable is the community. And so it's not just a meme, it's actually a really important part of the ingredients of a successful economic system, of a successful cryptocurrency. And so super excited about this. You can go to plsaustin.com to get your tickets. Let me see here. Let me go ahead and bring up the website so everybody can get a good idea. When I do these event planning like websites, they always have pop-ups telling me that the number one thing that people want to see is what the vibe's going to be like there. So you can see the tickets are only $49. That's insane. I can't believe that the person who's putting the event on, me, is willing to basically break even or operate at a loss. That's really cool. And it's probably thanks to a particular donor who has been very generous to make this happen. Not Richard Hart. Don't get any ideas, SEC. Get a ticket before they're gone. Go to plsaustin.eventbrite.com from this blog post. I want people to see what they're getting into when they go to the blog post here. I think that this could be the largest event in RH history. I already have the record for the biggest HEX meetup, and now it's time to take the title for the Pulse Chain Conference. The conference is going to be hosted in the Westin, downtown Austin. And we've got the dates of Friday and Saturday, August 4th and 5th, marked out between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. is when we're going to have the room. And I made the tickets so cheap, I'm not sure if I can include a shirt or a hat. I've probably got enough hats for the people who buy tickets first. The shirt sizes, maybe I'm just collecting them, so if somebody donates shirts at the last minute, we can have them. You can pay with crypto. Richard Hart always said it was pretty lame that the Bitcoin conference didn't accept Bitcoin for a while. But the PLS conference and the HEX conference that I put on have always accepted Pulse and HEX. And so there's the instructions there if you want to send those funds as payment. Or you can pay with a credit card, which is what most people do. There's no refunds or transfers, especially because I'm probably losing money on this event. These events have always been really legendary. There's going to be a lot of announcements coming up in the future. The one I can give you today is the HEX photographer is going to be flying in from Europe to shoot this event. So it's going to be really exciting to have Pascal there. You guys who have attended these events in the past, go to hex.photos and you've seen the amazing work that he does. You guys have seen the conferences that I put on before. I did the Pulse Conference .online last year. You can see the lineup there was just amazing. Pretty much everybody who gets asked to speak says yes, and really honored that so many people participate. And then the hexconference.com, it was the third annual one this year that just happened in January. And that one as well had record attendance and record participation. Amazing. And you can see some of the past events that I've done. You can click on these links and they go to like the blog posts that explain it. This is the YouTube video that I picked that has like the closest vibe to what the conference center might actually look like. And it also says like, why are you spending your hard-earned money to go to a meetup when you could be investing in crypto? If you bought a Bitcoin conference ticket the first year that they had that, it was kind of like a meetup, but you would have been a multimillionaire from just spending $100. So you never know what crypto can do, but a lot of people are going to still come to this event, even though I warn you that you might spend enough that it could go up a lot in the future. But not investment advice, of course. And beware of scammers, as always. So this event is it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see you there, either online or in person. Get your ticket now at plsaustin.com. Cool. So that was the first thing I had to show you. What can I say? This has been probably the busiest week in crypto I've ever had. I've been spending every single moment making sure that Time Pays Me is working just right. We launched that in the past week. And of course, timepays.me is a way that you can time lock your Pulse Chain and PulseX tokens. You can time lock any PRC or ERC20 token, including Ethereum and Pulse. And last night, I just did a time lock of 100 million Pulse for 1 year into the future on July 4th. And so I'm really excited. The default way that the drip works, basically the default way that the lock works is that it drips back to you over time. So you get to drip on a weekly basis. It's like paying your future self and to protect yourself from yourself. So people who are tired of trading, people who have had enough can use timepays.me. And also you can use the testnet at testnet.timepays.me. I'll bring up my Twitter post about it here, which I've linked in the description below. If you haven't checked out the description below, you really should, because I work on that every week before I go live to make sure that it has useful links for you in there. So I did a video of myself time locking $10,000 worth of Pulse in Time Pays Me, and then I linked to the thread here. And the thread is like a whole tutorial thread, and it talks to you about why would you use Time Pays Me? Well, you can undo a hack by setting up a second seed phrase, and you can send money to your future self by doing a time lock with or without a drip. And so this is to basically start off somebody who's brand new in crypto. Most of you are not brand new, but just to include it in there, I told people to download metamask.io to fund. You can go through MetaMask or through Coinbase to fund, and to order a hardware wallet, because that'll come back in a later step here. And then the next step is for you to claim your smart vault. And so you go to timepays.me to access the DApp. And then here's a beautiful picture of me with the DeLorean on a bridge. And the time pays me logo. And here's the information to connect to testnet. I even gave you instructions on how to get test pulse and test go early, which is the Ethereum testnet. I linked the audit. The audit that we got was not free. And somebody asked me today on Twitter whether we have any admin keys. Well, it says in the audit. So go ahead and check that out. It's Solidity Finance changed their name to SourceHat, and they have a great track record, $50 billion worth of USD secured in the things that they've audited. Very cool. Here it shows you how to start a lock. You can transfer cryptos on the menu. We're adding more all the time. You can transfer it to your vault address using the dApp. So people could be time locking or securing Pulse or Ethereum or Pepe or HEX, whatever ERC or PRC20 you want. To get funds out of the vault, you must create a lock between 2 minutes and 55 years and pay a 0.1% fee. And when the lock ends, you can start the 7-day timer to withdraw. On testnet, it's only 7 minutes. So you can see your locks as they are dripping. And then the more complicated instructions, which aren't that bad, is to secure your vault. And that's to set your second seed phrase up. And so you're going to use the Trezor that you got. You're going to put in your 24. You're going to always protect and never share your seed words with anyone. When you set up the Trezor, it's going to give you 24 seed words to write down in safe places. You're going to install a separate instance of Chrome, a new Chrome profile, which is up here in the menu area up here. And then you're going to install a dummy MetaMask. And then you're going to connect to the Trezor through MetaMask menu. And then you're going to note the recovery address on the Trezor. You're going to assign the recovery address using these instructions here through Time Pays Me. If you get a gas error on anything, I saw Crypto Coffee was testing this out today, and he was telling me that he got a gas error, not when he was trying to input the address for the second seed phrase, but actually when he was trying to withdraw from a drip. And the reason for that is because the drip hadn't reached one whole token yet, or a fraction of a token that is divisible. Basically, if the amount of time that's passed isn't a divisible unit of the currency that you time locked, well, it's going to give you a gas error, and that error isn't very user friendly first, for now. That's something that needs to be updated in the dApp to make it a little bit more clear. When you're getting a gas error, that means that you're doing something that isn't allowed. And so that's something to be aware of. But it doesn't mean that anything's wrong. It just means that you haven't served enough time in order to withdraw your drip. And so if I time locked, $1 coin for 55 years and then waited like 3 minutes, let's say that US dollar, and that would be like a really bad economic move, but I'm just trying to give you an example. USDC is only divisible down to 8 decimal places. And if I haven't waited enough minutes, then I haven't served enough time to get the first piece of that super long time lock out. So you can play around with this on testnet as well, and it should operate exactly the same, except it'll make you wait 7 minutes instead of 7 days. And then if you do get hacked, there's a method for you to enter a panic state, to put the vault into panic mode. And then that allows you to recover the vault using your recovery address, which is beautiful. I can't stress enough how amazing it is to realize that you can undo a hack, and to go through those practice steps on testnet is really incredible. Now, if you wanted to go through the steps on mainnet, I guess you could. And that wouldn't be a bad idea with the pulse chain fees being so low. But then you would want to create a whole new instance of Time Pays Me, which is just as simple as creating a new address and setting up a new Trezor. So very, very cool. I think that there are going to be more Easter eggs that people discover along the way with Time Pays Me in terms of how you can use it. If you want to hear a couple of those ideas out of a long list, I talked about it on the Happy Hour show with Cabana Crypto earlier today. And shout out for him and the crew, the Wake Up Hex crew, for having me on. So it's great to stream with them earlier. And yeah, I mean, I've been been working like 18 hours a day, every day, trying to get all this stuff squared away. Feel like I'm an AI or Sami or somebody like working really hard out here. So hopefully that's helpful to everybody. The feedback that I've gotten overall on Time Pays Me is super encouraging. I, for one, think that the more people experience it, the more people hear about it, really, I think it's really going to catch on. I think the more that whales use it, and the more that different people make videos. And so if you're somebody who has a channel, if you can hit the like, the retweet, if you can make a video that explains what your experience is with Time Pays Me, if you can reach out to me with any questions, I'm at your service, no expectations. But we got added already to, you guys remember PLSburn.com got turned into GoPulse.com. They already added us as one of the apps. Look at that, Time Pays Me. And so you can see that developers and different community members are already like seeing the value here and are enthusiastic. And I think if you are a holder of any token, if you're a believer in any crypto, you should be thinking to yourself, how can I survive these mad gains? How can I master fear and greed? And for me, one of the best ways that I've found is being able to time lock cryptocurrency to send money to my future self, and then, to build community, to do things to take care of myself. Your health is your wealth in a lot of ways. And so that's why I always talk about self-care, exercise, eating right, sleeping, avoiding substance use, all these kinds of things. Any form of self-improvement is something that can be an iterative process that really builds a lot and can leave you feeling really satisfied when you're working on your relationships with other people and your relationship with yourself. So whether you're esteeming yourself, giving yourself a pat on the back every once in a while, and or whether you're practicing using that skill with others, complimenting other people, speaking highly of others, avoiding drama, avoiding things that are unnecessarily stressful. You don't want to avoid everything that's stressful, because then you'll get hypersensitive to stress. But if you're able to filter out some of the negative news, some of the things you don't have control over, that will give you more energy to put your effort into things that make you more energized, like exercise, like problem solving, like all that good kind of stuff. And I always say, you guys have heard me say it before, take your omega 369. There's a reason why 3.69 is a magic number in HEX, and there's a reason why omega 369 is so important for your brain health, is because omega 3 is the material that your brain needs in order to myelinate the axons in your brain, basically to insulate the electrical wires in your brain. It's really hard to regulate your emotions and problem solve and think critically and do all these things that healthy, happy people do when you don't have the proper nutrition. And so, like, Omega 369 is the number one thing that I recommend to people because it's so easy to get started. Usually it's as simple as going to your grocery store or your corner store and getting the $5 a month bottle to get you started. So hopefully that's helpful to everybody. Hopefully you're going to test out Time Pays Me here and see how it works. As you can see, I've already got my test wallet. I don't need to do a demonstration now, but you can see it's listed on GoPulse. And normally people would access it directly by going to timepays.me. So hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully I can share the tutorial thread here so you can take a look at that. I might keep this stream pretty short today because I've been going all day trying to get this conference put together for you all. So if you're just joining, definitely make sure to go to plsaustin.com and get tickets now. If you're someone who has a YouTube channel or you'd like to speak at the PLS conference.live, the second annual Pulse conference, go ahead and DM me on Twitter or check your messages on Twitter and Telegram. Is where I sent out the 100 invites. Live like Maddie Allen, Crypto Pimp is the one who made the rap, a song that I really want to play at the end of this. I did, but I don't know if YouTube's going to censor it, so I really don't want to kill my stream. I did upload it to Twitter today, so if you really want to check out that song, you can go to my Twitter, and it's this video where I was doing the time locking. Here it is. Validate that like button or get out. Time Pays Me on Ethereum. We'll have to wait until gas falls, but on Pulse Chain, it's awesome. That's right. People saying hi to each other in the chat. I've been on 369 for 2 years now from when you gave bottles away at the Cat's Meow in Vegas. I feel the difference. That's great to hear, Dan. I'm really happy to hear it. Keep up the good work. Keep taking care of yourself. It's the best thing we can do. So with that being said, everybody, I don't know if anybody else is streaming now that we can raid. It's kind of a thing that we do from time to time. See, doesn't look like it. Looks like lots of people have been streaming lately. Oh, here's something coming up in 10 minutes. Here we go. It's ATX Crypto. He's almost at 2,000 subscribers. He's at 1.99K subs, and he's going to be streaming with Captain RG3 and Westcott Crypto. So go ahead, tell him who sent you. Tell him you're rating them from the Maddie Allen stream. I just dropped the link in the description below. Hope that this has been helpful to everybody. Sorry I was an hour late today. I was sending out all those invites and pretty overwhelmed. But for now, until next time, my friends, stake wisely and peace out.
From Maddie Allen of HEX Therapy Live. I like Maddie. Maddie tries to make the world a healthier place. He's a mental health professional. He's done research. Big videos on sudden wealth syndrome. There's nothing that a human being can do better than try and heal his fellow man.
Maddie Allen's got that covered. He does emotional, feel-good, mind management, emotion stuff, like, as his gig, because he's a therapist. That's what he does for a living. Like, he helps heal people.